Hey everyone. Nice to see you all. Yes, the intro is a bit smoother than usual. It's good to know. Start. Hello everyone. Nice to see you all. Alright, well, it's Halloween night. For those of you who, I guess, take part in Halloween celebrations. And yeah, I thought I'd go the orange tonight behind me. There you go, bit of orange for Halloween. Alright guys, I hope you're all well, wherever you are in this world. Nice to see you all. Yeah, people in the chat already, that's great to see. Hi guys, hope you had a good day. And if you're watching live, welcome. If you're watching on the replay, welcome as well. Tonight's question we're asking, of course, as usual, where are you watching from? And I'll leave that in the live chat. And of course, tonight's question, we ask a question every night, but tonight's question is, when will Model Y order page drop in Australia? I think the last stream we had, someone said that major announcements or major changes to the configurator page for Tesla in Australia occurs on a Friday. Now, I don't work for Tesla. I don't have any inside knowledge. But if it is indeed Friday, then who knows? Maybe this Friday, maybe next Friday. I have no idea. I'm just always speculating. But if you think it's going to be a Friday, let me know in the comment section. Yep, indeed. It's going to be awesome if it is a Friday. And those of you who would like to support us, I'm seeing some members on the chat already. I'll come around and say hello in a second. But if you'd like to support us and keep Ludicrous Feed, my channel, independent, it's a few ways you can do that. You can buy a super chat comment, and that will keep your comment up there a bit longer. The comments do fly thick and fast as the night goes on. So if you want to buy a super chat comment or a question, please do so in the live chat there. You can see a little, I guess, a dollar button, dollar sign button. That's a live super chat comment. You can also think about purchasing a channel membership. I can see some channel members already in the chat. I'll come around and say hello in a second. We'll go through that as well. And yeah, we can also support anonymously using PayPal at TeslaTom. Details also in the video description, and also crypto. There's some crypto codes as well in the video description. And yeah, let's go through some of the comments now. I had a bit of a discussion with one of our viewers earlier on about the difference between a Model 3 and a Performance and a Model S. So we will maybe talk about that on another live stream. But yeah, I think it's certainly worth hiring a Model S if it's available, just to see what it's like to drive a Tesla. Yeah, and let's say hello to some members. Gaffer. Hi Gaffer, nice to see you. Yeah, in relation to tonight's topic, which is, we're talking about electric vehicles and the resistance to change in Australia. What are the common reasons? Yes, I'll be going through some of the tweets that Michael, I can see Michael in the chat as well, Michael Fink, one of our viewers, he made some very good points. So we'll go through those tweets that Michael made, and also the actual article itself in the Fairfax publication, in The Age, and also the Sydney Morning Herald. So I'll go through that later on. Hello Scott, I can see you use one of my emojis there, and that's one of the benefits of channel membership. You get to use my channel emojis. I'm sorry I can't put up the icon there, but you guys can see that in the live chat. All the emojis that I've got there. Yeah, thanks for using my emoji there. Good evening to everyone. Yes, I can see some people there coming on there. Hello. Yes, Scott says don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Yes, indeed, guys. Thank you, appreciate that. And Ray says hello, Ray. Nice to see you. Yep. Hi, all freedom. A bit more free now in the eastern states. Yeah, Model Y 2 weeks for Gaffer. That's tonight's question, by the way. I'll just put that up there again. If you just joined us, hello there. Where are you guys watching from? When will Model Y order page drop in Australia? As I said before, in a couple of last live stream, we were talking about Model Y, and someone did say that Tesla tends to drop configurated change pages on a Friday. So again, I don't work for Tesla, nothing to do with them officially, but hey, if it's a Friday, I'm all for it. We'll just wait for every Friday to come around and hit that refresh button. Yeah, so leave that in the comment section. When do you think Model Y is going to drop in Australia? Let's take some more. Oh, there's Michael there. There you go, Michael Fink. That's he's the gentleman with the Twitter comments about this article. That's what made me make tonight's stream about his hesitancy about electric vehicles in Australia. So thank you, Michael, for that prompt. That's awesome. Yeah, Riz. Hey, Riz. Nice to see you. One of our members as well. Hello from Free Victoria. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. That's using my emojis there. I can see in the chat there. Nice to see you, Riz. Welcome. Viet is also a channel member. Hello there. Hi, Viet. Nice to see you. Thanks for being a member. Appreciate that. Yeah, so obviously the bit of movement in Victoria today on a free Sunday with lots of Teslas around, I assume, or nice cars, at least, driving around. That's good to see. Yeah. Awesome. Hey, Pen to Paper, another channel member. Thanks for the call out. You are more than welcome. Yeah. Raul says, Model Y order page in Australia, Xmas, Christmas Eve, good vibes. Yeah, Christmas Eve, eh? That'd be nice. We shall see. Hopefully sooner than that, hey? Let's just want to quickly shout out, or not shout out, but I want to quickly just show you guys my channel membership just quickly before we get into the topic tonight. So let's just call that up quickly for you guys. So this is my website here. That is ludicrousfeed.com, and you can see there that there are channel membership options down below for my YouTube channel. We've got 3 variants: standard range, long range, and performance. So for $3.99 a month, standard range, long range is $6.99 a month, and performance is $9.99. So that's a way to really support the channel. Appreciate the members already doing that right now. I see a few of the members on the chat tonight. So for $3.99 a month to start with, you get loyalty badges to show that you are a member. I can see a few LF members there. Those buttons do change as time goes on, by the way, guys. The longer you are members, they do change in colors. And you may notice as time goes on, they match the colors of the current color scheme of Teslas available in Australia. So I think the next color might be a black. I think. I'll have to check. And then goes black, silver, blue, red, and gold, I think. The longer you are a member, the colors do change. Exclusive emojis. You've seen some of the emojis tonight on the live chat there. And shout outs during live streams, which I do as well, of course, for members. Long range members also get priority replies during live streams when they get very busy. If I see you're a long range member, yep, we'll certainly will shout out and reply as a priority. And performance, and by the way, performance membership is actually the most popular at the moment. For $9.99 a month, there's a few of them out there. Few of you guys. In addition to all the membership perks from standard range and long range, you also get exclusive member-only polls, and I've had a few, or one at least already, member-only poll. I'm certainly doing more of those to help improve the channel, to get your opinion as well. So thank you guys for doing that. And yeah, really appreciate the members who have joined already. So thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I can see a super sticker already. Awesome. That's from Mike. Mike's also a member. Mike's a member, and he also put a super sticker there. So thank you, Mike. I really appreciate that. And like a super sticker is a way to really put your comment or question that stays a bit longer on the screen there. If you've got a question or comment about Tesla, we will, if you buy a super chat or comment, that stays a bit longer. Thank you, Mike. All right, so let's get into tonight's topic. And those of you who just joined us tonight, leave a comment in the chat. I want you to tell me where you're watching from. And tonight's question, as we always have a question, when will Model Y drop in Australia? So make sure you leave that comment in the live chat there. Very interested to hear your opinion, whether it's going to drop sooner or later. And of course, ways to support the channel is right there for you guys. So I'll leave that up there as well. Okay, so let's have a look at the article to start with, actually. Let's do that before we get into Michael's comments. All right, so here's the actual article itself from the Sydney Morning Herald, and I guess it's in The Age as well. So the Fairfax publications pushed this article, I think, yesterday or day before. All right, let's read through it together. The high cost of electric vehicles make Australians hesitant to buy, by Rob Harris, one of the journalists. Published 30th of October, so yesterday. All right, let's make the text a bit bigger so we can see. All right, that blurs the ads as well. Awesome. The high cost of an electric vehicle is the reason half of Australians remain hesitant in making the switch away from petrol or diesel cars. New polling reveals, with more than a third of drivers saying they're not considering one as their next purchase. The number of electric car sales in Australia remains low, but is taking off fast, with more electric vehicles being sold in the first half of 2021 than in the whole of 2020. And I believe we had Veda Prime on last week, or last live stream I did, and he did say that, this year has been a really good year for electric car sales, particularly Teslas as well. I think they've been helping with the numbers. The same number of Teslas sold this year so far than in the whole of 2020 and more. So yeah, that's really good news. Let's get some comments now from Scott, one of our members. He says, some people are just ingrained in driving ICE, which stands for internal combustion engine, for those who don't know what ICE are, fueling their car with petrol and plan on driving their existing cars for another 10 to 20 years. Yep, I do believe that. That is certainly one argument, that their cars last a very long time. So, yep. Go back one more comment. I hear a lot of people say, why would I get rid of a car that works completely fine? Yes, you get certainly a subset of the population saying that. And then he says 500 to 600k in range and the ability to tow, and no range anxiety based on petrol stations, location, and availability. Yeah. Good points there, Scott. Thank you. Got Trevor watching from Oregon. Hey, Trevor. Thanks for that. Oregon, Portland, I assume. No, sorry. Oregon is your state. Portland is your city. I'm sorry. I apologize. But yes, hello. Hello there. Trevor from Oregon. Nice to see you. Let's keep going with this article here. So, guys have just joined us, guys and girls have just joined us. We are talking why Australians, and I guess this applies to the rest of the world as well, why are people so hesitant in changing over to electric vehicles? And there was an article in the Sydney Morning Herald and The Age and other Fairfax publication papers about this. The high cost of electric vehicles make Australians hesitant to buy. And we'll go through comments about that, and also and take your comments as well about this. And Gaffer says, Veda Prime was on last week. He's the guru when it comes to tracking Teslas in Australia. He said 10,000 Teslas in Oz in 2014 to 2020. 10,000 2020 to 2021. That's a sharp increase. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, really good numbers there. Let's just keep reading quickly. The Resolve Political Monitor, conducted by the Sydney Morning Herald and The Age by research company Resolve Strategic, found out of 1,600 respondents, so pretty good sample size there, only 35% were considering making the investment. Just 1% of those surveyed currently drive an electric car, with 38% of respondents saying they would not consider one. About 25% said they were unlikely to buy one in the foreseeable future. Data released by Electric Vehicle Council in August revealed there was a 169% increase in electric vehicle sales from the first half of 2020 to the same period this year. That's good to see. Increase is always good. But despite, I guess we're a small baseline to start with, but despite 31 models now being available in Australia, only 14 of them are priced under $65,000. You guys name me which models are under 65 grand in the chat there. Tell me which 14. Let's list them all, hey? While the average cost of a petrol or diesel car ranges from $20,000 to $50,000. All right, we'll get through some of these points. I'll come back and review them, by the way, so don't worry. I'll just read through it first. All right, we'll just take one comment here. Pen to paper, I honestly think there is validity in that article. At the end of the day, ICE or electric, it's still a depreciating asset, and spending $70,000 on a car is just not financially feasible for most people. Yep, that's a good point. I guess we'll see how the depreciation goes for cars as time goes on. That's a good point, though. So Ray Johnson, one of our members, says, main drawback is being a pensioner and getting the deposit for a new EV. Okay. Right. How much deposit do you need, Ray, for an EV, say a Tesla Model 3? Scott also says, I talk to family, colleagues, people who see me charging my car are interested in the concept but have no plans in changing. Yeah, same here, Scott. I get asked a lot, obviously, about it. At least we're seeding it, right? It's putting the idea in people's heads, I think. Yep. All right, let's keep going with the article for now. All right, so here's a graph. Oh, sorry, here, one more point. Prices are slowly heading toward price parity, with Hyundai introducing 3 models under $48,000 in the past year. 3 models, which would that be? That would be, what, the Kona? No, not Kona. Ioniq. Ioniq? What about the other one? The Kona? I think it's more, isn't it? More than 48. And MG and Nissan offering another 3 models under $50,000. Okay, that's the Leaf, and of course the MG ZS EV. Alright, so here's the graph they were talking about. It's in pictorial format. Electric vehicles. So thinking about electric cars, which of the following best describes your household? So 1% already have an EV. That's us, guys, in the chat. 1%. Woohoo, that's us. 1% of people already own an EV. Certainly a very small minority at the moment. 25% of people said they do not own any car and unlikely to do so in the foreseeable future. So 1/4 of the 1,600 people surveyed don't actually own any car and don't want to own a car. I guess if you live near a train station or a bus station, or your work is very close, yeah, I guess so. I guess maybe that's where some of those go get, like car sharing models or even EV might come into play, where you can borrow a car on the weekend. Makes it quite economical. Yeah. Here, let's take Gaffer's point here. The best thing that can be done for EV take up will be government fleet cars going EV. Yep, very true. Give it a few years and cheaper second-hand EVs will hit the market. It's a bit of a catch-22, isn't it? Because we're hoping it doesn't depreciate, but we want it to depreciate to increase the uptake. Yeah, it's a bit of a... not sure which one is best. I guess better for it to depreciate to get more people into EVs, I suppose. Not so good for us owners, but yeah, for the greater good, I guess. Here's a good point about the polls. Don't trust polls conducted by SMH, Fairfax, News Corp, etc. in their best interest to slow down any good press about EVs, renewables, and so on. Trickles down to the general population. Okay, I'll take that point. Raul, I charge publicly. I don't have a home charger and have never suffered for the lack of it. Good on you, Raul. That's good. Good to see. Yep. All right, so let's keep going for now. Half of all respondents said price was the biggest factor in their hesitation. Actually, I'll keep going with the graph, sorry. All right, so here's 38% of people say do not own an EV and would not consider one. Wow, would not consider one at all. So we've got 2/5 of people currently surveyed don't even want to consider one. Just closed door. Nope, not interested. Don't want to know. What do you guys think? Is that high enough? Is that kind of fitting with the friends and family you have to, just over 1/3 of your family and friends not want an EV at all? Just a very blanket no, just shut out, very hard no. I'm just trying to think of my own circle of friends and family. Yeah, maybe if I think of it, I think of the whole of my workplace. Maybe they're just quiet around me. I don't know. I mean, there's some people who are quite vocal actively. Yeah, they probably would. Just if I actually pressed them, they'd be like, no, not interested. Fair enough. What do you guys think? 35% do not yet own an EV but would consider one. I don't know. I think that's, let's see, 1/3 of people. Definitely at least 1/3. Yeah, maybe. I would say even higher. Maybe even up to 1/2. But that's I guess it's taking a big sample size. I don't talk to everyone about EVs. It's biased, obviously, because I talk to people. They want to talk to me about EVs, so it seems like a lot of people. But yeah, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this breakdown of numbers? Does that fit with your private circle of friends and family? Yeah, Gaffer says, I think that a lot of people don't understand they won't have a choice soon. Every manufacturer has a current plan out of ICE now. Yeah, that was the current federal government's, that was the thing, wasn't it? Like last election, like they're going to ruin our weekends, the EVs. Yeah, I think eventually our kids, well, my kids anyway, when my daughter starts driving, will she have a choice? What's she now? She's 9. She turns 16 to start at L, 7 years. What's going to happen in 7 years' time? That's 2028. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably on the way out, but I wouldn't say no choice. Good point there, Gaffer. Tim. Thanks, Tim, for a $5 super comment there. Appreciate that. So, guys, if you want your comment seen quite readily, leave a super comment there like Tim. So thank you for that. Appreciate that. Riz says the problem with government fleets is that they go back to the auction houses line like pickles. Dealers then buy them and put significant markups to sell back to the public. Also a good point there. That's true. You can get onto pickles as a private citizen though, I think, can't you? They're always good fun to look at. Not just cars, but other things like airport contraband and airport confiscated items. DW, saying it like it is. We are still in the early adopter nerd stage. No offense. Wow, none taken. Oh, we know that. 1% of us. Totally. Yeah, this is one thing, right? I really like. One of the reasons why we got an EV was the fact that I didn't want my kids to be breathing in, if I can help it, breathing in. Like they've got asthma, so we don't want that. We don't want the breathing in carbon monoxide, if I can help it. I can't control people, but I can control what happens in my family. Right, let's keep reading now. Keep comments going, guys. Appreciate that. Great comments. All right, so half of all respondents said price was the biggest factor in their hesitation towards making a purchase, while 35% said it was because there were no public EV chargers near their home. Interesting. Get back to that. A third said they were concerned the range or battery life was too short. While about 23% were worried that charging takes too long. We'll also get back to that as well. About 29% said they were uncertain about running costs or maintenance, and 21% said they were uncertain about their reliability or safety. Okay. I mean, these are all legit concerns, right? Like you and me, in the 1% of people with EVs know a lot of these are just myths. And to be fair, before I got an EV, they were also my concerns, and even early on in my ownership. And look, to be fair, when I first got my Tesla Model S, it was 2016. So a lot of you guys didn't have EVs back then. So it was something we had to work through as a family. And yeah, we got through it. And yeah, there are a lot more chargers now, that's for sure. Yeah. Okay, so Scott says, yeah, that's another one. The running joke is that the battery will need replacing when warranty runs out. Yeah, like immediately the next day, it's going to run out. So I'll tell you guys, I actually got new tires for our Tesla Model 3, and I'm going to actually show you them later. Maybe not today, but I'll do one on maintenance and servicing for Model 3 and Teslas in general, and I'll show you the tires. But yeah, the tire shop guy actually straight away said, "Really, Tesla? So your battery's going to run out soon one day?" And that was his first thing he said, like with just like very very skeptical of the car. And so obviously I could explain to him, no, there's an 8-year warranty, and it's been fine. I've had a Model S for 6 years, it's still fine as well. So yeah, that's a legitimate concern for a lot of people, and that question still gets bounced around. Alright, so Ray, charges in South Australia NT and WA corridor is an issue. Yeah, definitely. On the East Coast it's pretty good at the moment, but yeah, I do feel for you guys out a bit further west in the other states there. Good point, Ray. Riz says governments do need to play a big role. Yeah, 100%. And look, I'm hoping literally the wind will change. Not literally, figuratively the winds will change on that. Yeah, I'm hoping, fingers crossed that our federal government will help. Yeah, Scott makes the point about NTWA Queensland don't have EV rebates. So New South Wales, South Australia, which I think got passed recently, the rebates in South Australia. Victoria and ACT have variations of it. Yep, good point. Hey, Peter. Peter says charging right now, watching a live stream. Watching on your screen, I assume, or on a device. Thanks, Peter. Appreciate that. All right, let's keep going with the article here. Okay, so a quarter of all respondents said they did not own a car and were unlikely to do so in the future. The federal government is poised to announce its so-called future fuels strategy. So this is the fingers crossed thing I was doing, that the winds of change are happening in the coming weeks as it plots out a path towards hitting its climate targets. Again, like, if, say after Glasgow, after future fuels strategy gets flushed out, it'd be great to do this survey again with the same cohort if possible and compare it and see whether any opinions have changed from what happens with this climate change conference in Glasgow and future fuel strategy and all these kind of things. It has been heavily criticised by car makers and advocacy groups for its refusal to set targets in the sector and previous public ridicule of the technology. It last year ruled out subsidising new cars to incentivise widespread uptake. Did it really? I have to read that article. Did they actively rule out subsidising? Okay. All right, just having a quick break now. 72 viewers so far. Hey guys and girls, thank you for joining us. I just want to quickly shout out to everyone watching now live. If you just joined us, one of the new 72 viewers, 70 viewers now, you can leave a comment. I want you to tell me where you're watching from. And tonight's question is when will Model Y order page drop in Australia? Last week someone said that Tesla tends to drop things on Friday, so could it be this Friday? Could it be next Friday? Don't know. Hopefully soon, hey? And if you're thinking about supporting us to keep Ludicrous Feed independent, you can do so with a super chat comment, as some people have done so already tonight. Thank you very much. Channel memberships allow you channel emojis, as you've seen in the live chat there. A little badge there. I've seen some people with the LF badge, which changes as time goes on, depending on how long you are a member. And that's the way to support us, keep us independent. You can also support us using PayPal at Tesla Tom. And if you've got a crypto wallet, you can donate crypto using your chosen wallet. I've got a CoinSpot account, and all the codes are there in the video description. So thank you very much, everyone, for doing that, for supporting us. Appreciate that. Right. Oh, pen to paper. I'm claiming the Friday page drop discovery. Oh, was it you, pen to paper? If it was you, I'm going to quote you from now on. Thank you for that. If Australia page drops on Friday, well, and you're a member too, so thank you. Well, guys, what do you think? I should start a poll, hey? Let's do a poll right now. Let's do it. Okay, so when will Model Y page open, order page open in Australia? Okay. Less than 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We did this last week, but I want to do another one just to see what everyone's thoughts are. More than 2 weeks. Yeah, I love polls. All right, put that up. You guys can you can answer that as the night goes on. All right. Jeff Newport woke up to an order now Model Y page, then realized it left it on Hong Kong. I've done it a few times actually, Jeff. You're not alone. I've just browsed Hong Kong and like, it's open in Australia. No, it's Hong Kong. Sad face. That's so funny. Okay, let's keep going with this. Tim. Thank you for that. Another comment. All right, so Tim, I know Tim runs tryshareev.com.au. Look, appreciate that, Tim. But look, I'll read out your comment for you since you're kind enough to put a thing here. It's not that Queensland is behind with EV incentives. It's just that the rest of AU is way too ahead. Anyone who has lived in Queensland knows we have a lot going on here. If you want an EV in Queensland, try shareev.com.au. Thank you, Tim. Has anyone tried shareev.com.au, by the way? Maybe you can give Tim some feedback. But appreciate that, Tim. Thank you very much for that super chat there. Good point about Queensland being behind with EV incentives. I wouldn't say we're way ahead. I mean, New South Wales has probably got the best policy. But yeah, thanks, Tim. Much appreciated. Let's keep going with this article here. All right, so this is the interesting bit here. So electric vehicle hesitancy. Question: what, if anything, would make you hesitate to change to an electric car in the foreseeable future? The price is too high. 50% of people said the price is too high. No charger at or near my home. The range or battery life is too short. Interesting. Uncertainty about... Oh, see, I wonder if these are based on like research or just thoughts, like the thought that it might be too short. Uncertainty about running costs or maintenance. Yep, we can debunk that as well tonight. Do not own a car and are unlikely to in the future. Okay, so 25% of people. Okay, so this looks like this is like the. So this is just a breakdown of this graph up here. So we might focus on this one as we run through it. Charging takes too long. 23% of people said that. What do you guys think? Uncertainty about their reliability or safety. 21%. Other reasons, 5%. Undecided, no reason, 5%. Already own an EV, 1%. Yeah, so thanks, Scott. I recommend these guys when people want to try or hire before an EV. So ev.com.au is an alternative as well. So yeah, that's good. There's more range, more, what's the word? Options. There's EV. There's also shareev.com.au we saw tonight as well. So thanks, Scott. So there are a couple of options for people wanting to try. Maybe people who did this survey should look at a car sharing platform like EV or shareev.com.au to actually try an EV or a Tesla first before make a decision. Government modelling found subsidies for battery electric vehicles were not value for money for taxpayers and was an expensive form of abatement. But the coalition is optimistic that the total cost of ownership gap between EVs and internal combustion engine vehicles will close in the coming years. From the coalition, okay. The Grattan Institute has argued that governments should encourage a thriving market for zero-emissions vehicles by exempting them from inefficient taxes such as import duties, luxury car tax, and motor vehicle stamp duty, which in New South Wales happens already. They argue the government should ensure drivers across the country have somewhere to charge electric models. Okay. Yep. State governments such as New South Wales and Victoria are offering $3,000 subsidies for electric vehicles at the less expensive end of the spectrum, while federal Labor is offering, if elected, to exempt electric vehicles from import tariffs and fringe benefits tax. Associate Professor Anna Bruce from UNSW's School of Photovoltaics and Renewable Energy Resources said the absence of clear government policy was the biggest reason why Australia is lagging in the transition to EVs, making it difficult for manufacturers to focus on serving the Australian market. Yeah, I think the EV Council of Australia has said that many times. There's just no signalling at the moment from the federal government to make EV manufacturers want to come to Australia to sell their cars. The catalogue of EVs available to Australian drivers is very limited because we don't have a clear policy on it. This discourages car manufacturers from investing in producing left-hand drive vehicles of versions of vehicles that are already available overseas. I think they mean right-hand drive, right? We're counted as right-hand drive, but we drive on the left-hand side of the road, I suppose. It's also difficult to import second-hand vehicles into the country, and on top of that, there are additional road taxes for EV owners. So it's a roadblocks like these, which are impeding the adoption of EVs in Australia. Yep, very true. Just want to take a comment here from Scott. Says Europe car added about 40 MG EVs to its fleet in Victoria. And of course, don't forget Tesla. Hertz, hire car company Hertz, 100,000 Teslas purchased recently, and I think 350 of those are coming to Australia too. So it's coming. The revolution is coming, guys, but slowly, but surely. Let's go through some of these points. So, you know what? I'm going to share Michael Fink, whose tweet actually spurred me on to do today's live stream. So I'm going to share Michael's tweet right now, and then we'll go back to this article as well. So let's share Michael's tweets. So thank you, Michael Fink. Here we go. So here we go, Michael, who's on the chat tonight. All right. So Michael says he goes through each point, which is great. Say 1%. Sorry, 0.1. 50% say purchase price is an issue. Governments need to address this through removal of taxes, LCT, stamp duty. Yep. Good point, Michael. Absolutely. So I think that was addressed as well in the article. So LCT is an easy one. I think that's. I mean, look, 1% of EV owners currently. Come on, federal government. We're doing a tax that is supposed to support our local industry, auto industry, which doesn't exist anymore. And only 1% of EV, the car fleet is EV, so it wouldn't take much to remove that tax. And then, I dare say it, add something else back on in its place when there's some sort of threshold, like 30% or something. But yeah, that's an easy one, like a no-brainer. Get rid of it. Stamp duty, that's also done already in New South Wales. Yep. GST, that would be nice. That would make it a lot cheaper to buy a Tesla, an EV in Australia. Point 2. Michael says 35% say no charger at or near my home. This requires more education. If you have electricity, you can have a charger, correct? Or just trickle charge from a standard plug. I did that for a year. It's a bit harder if you live in an apartment, but still doable, yep. And of course, you guys might know that I did a live stream with Brent Clark from OptiWatt. OptiWatt? Yeah. No, not OptiWatt. What was his company? He specializes in apartment charging, based in Sydney. If you guys remember the name, please let me know. It's embarrassing. I forgot the name of his company. Just go through my streams. But yeah, Brent was on a few weeks ago and he was discussing about apartment charging installation. So it can be done. You just got to bring it up with Strata. But yeah, it can be done if you don't have a charger or you don't have a home, don't have a house or a carport or a garage. Wattblock. Sorry, Wattblock. That's the name of Brent's company. Wattblock. Whew. Sorry, Brent, if you're watching. I remembered just then. Although there are decent fast charger gaps in Australia, there is good coverage from the Sunshine Coast to Adelaide and more chargers being installed inland from this corridor. Yes, absolutely. Day by day. You look on PlugShare, there's more and more on the major highways on the east coast at least of Australia. Not an issue. Not as much of an issue anymore. Point 3, 34% of... sorry, Scott, I'll just take off your comment there. 34% of people, say the EV range or battery life is too short. Again, this requires education. All EVs will easily deal with the average daily commute, and most will be fine for road trips. It just requires a bit of planning. Thank you, Michael. Well said. Yeah, I say this to people all the time. I plan all my road trips. I mean, I'd plan in an ICE car. It doesn't matter what car I drive personally. I would plan it almost down to a T. I don't want to get stuck somewhere with my children in the car. So yeah, plan your trip. Lots of resources like PlugShare, a better route planner. And again, I thought, my point when I was going through the article was I think some of these respondents haven't done much research. I think, if you look into it, there's a lot of range. Like even the standard range SR Plus Model 3 has 400 kilometers of range. It's pretty good. If you're charging every night, you get a full tank, so to speak, every night. There's plenty of charging options along the major highways now. As for battery life, there is some degradation. Yes, correct. Most of it occurs in the first year and is not particularly noticeable. Also agree. There are many EVs that have driven hundreds of thousands of kilometers on the original battery. Yep, myself almost included. I'm not 95,000 kilometers for my Model S. Someone in Germany, I think, has driven 1 million kilometers on a Model S. I think he's changed his battery once. Thanks, Scott. Scott's putting Wattblock. That's the name of the company. That Brent was, I was talking to Brent about apartment charging. Gaffer's got a good point. With 10,000 more Teslas in 1 year, time for a rapid expansion of supercharger network in Australia. Yeah, couldn't agree more. They need to come like yesterday. So hopefully we'll see them soon. Okay, here's a good point. Australia currently is one of the cheapest country to buy a Tesla RRP. Even with government rebates, it is still more expensive to buy a Tesla in some EU countries, for example. I agree with that, because we did a comparison with the UK pricing, because UK Model Y is now available to order, and I couldn't believe the pricing of Model 3 in the UK. It's much more expensive in Europe, in the UK at least, and even like countries like Singapore and Hong Kong, they've got their own like road levies and taxes and things. So Australia is definitely one of the cheapest places to buy an EV still. I guess we just use the cheaper cars. Obviously, probably not as cheap as America, but still, Australia's not bad for our standard of living. Yeah, Tim says charging anxiety is blown way out of proportion. Charge at home, people. Correct, Tim. I couldn't agree more. Let's keep going with Michael's tweet chain. And by the way, battery degradation does occur to some degree. And if you look at the graphs, they degrade in the first year and then they plateau off. They plateau off. I think people say 90%. They sort of plateau around that stage. So point 4, 29% say uncertainty about running costs or fuel maintenance, again, requires education. Yeah, a lot of these points require education. Couldn't agree more. I guess that's where the 1% who has to educate our friends and family about this. EVs have way lower costs of fuel and maintenance than an ICE car. Yep, 100%. I've paid zero maintenance for my 2019 Model 3. I've paid close to zero, actually, except for filter change. My wife just paid $1,494 for a standard service on a BMW PHEV. Oh, my goodness. You're kidding. $1,400 for a standard service. Like, that's an annual service, right, Michael? Wow. Painful. Just had flashbacks to annual servicing costs for ICE cars I've owned in the past. Yeah. Yeah, Riz agrees as well. Check out pricing of Teslas in Ireland and Scotland. We will be in a bit of a shock. My shocked emoji there. Thanks, Riz. Yeah, very true. Very true. Singapore is expensive for Tesla. So Gaffer says ChargePoint has left our market, correct? But the supercharging networks, it does work a lot better as a Tesla owner, I've got to say. It's so easy, supercharging network. And that is still the biggest benefit of owning a Tesla, by the way. That supercharging network is like second to none. It's so good. Plug in. I'm sorry. I mean, I do love that EV and ChargeFox and NRMA are got chargers out there, but the supercharger network is so good. It's so good, which is why I'll still stick to Tesla for now. Yeah. Let's keep going with Michael's tweets. So, I charge for free from rooftop solar. Yes, which can be done now easily with the Tesla app. You can actually change the amperage as well. So much easier. Hopefully, it becomes automated soon. With a few updates time. Point 5, 25% say do not own a car and unlikely to in the future. That's great. I agree. Riding a bike, taking public transport or ride sharing is good for the environment. I was surprised this percentage was so high. Well, I mean, again, I'd like to see where the sample size was taken from. Like a mix of urban and rural, or was it mainly urban? I mean, a paper like Sydney Morning Herald, I guess probably just urban. If it was urban, that's probably reasonable. Like people living in apartments and stuff near the city. Hello, Charles. Nice to see you. Charles is one of our members as well. To follow up on Gaffer's comment, Tesla have been slightly more accurate with their news sites since they started listed dates to the nearest quarter. Good sign. Okay, yes, like delivery dates, estimates. Thank you for that. Greg's on too. Hi, Greg. Greg's also a member. Never had issues with ChargeFox to make it easier. Order an RFID card. Yeah, look, I'm not saying there's an issue. I've never had an issue with ChargeFox either. And if I were to use ChargeFox or EV regularly, I probably would want to order one as well. But yeah, still, Tesla's still easier, right? I've got to say. Yes, so Michael's point about using solar. Yeah, so Zappi maximizes the use of solar. Thank you, Michael. And by the way, coming up on the channel later this year, one of our viewers has invited my family to use their Airbnb in regional New South Wales. So they've got a Zappi, which I'll be reviewing in detail when I go and stay with them. Well, it's not with them, but stay on site at their place. So looking forward to that, definitely. So if you're watching, thank you for that. I'll review who it is later on in the year when I go and stay with them. Yep. All right, so point 6, charging takes too long. Again, an education issue. For most people, charging will occur overnight, correct? And you will wake up with a near better for the battery, full charge. So yeah, I mean, except for the Model 3 SR Plus, which uses a lithium iron phosphate battery from Shanghai, most people will charge to 80%, but you can charge to 100% with the Model 3 SR Plus. Yep. How many people have an issue with how long a phone charge, plug in, go to sleep? Yeah, that's very true. Yep. I think I said that from the very beginning. Think of your car like your iPad or your phone. Just plug it in every night and forget about it. Set and forget. Wow, 90 viewers. So I'm sure there's some people just joining us now. As you guys know, we and girls know, we are talking hesitancy issues to do with hesitancy towards changing to electric vehicles in Australia. And we're just going through Michael Fink's points, just talking about these points from the Sydney Morning Herald and Age article about why people don't buy EVs. And we're up to point 6 at the moment about charging. And he's saying, and I agree with him, that you just plug it in and you get pretty close to full charge. If not full charge for some EVs overnight, it's like a phone or a tablet. Just plug it in and away you go, 100%. Yep. Right, does anyone know this answer? Ray's asking, is made in China or made in Gigafactory Shanghai Model 3 cattle cells, are they cylindricals or prismatics? I want to say prismatics, but I don't know for sure. If anyone knows, please let us know. Let's keep going with points, Michael's points. So, as for road trips, most modern EVs can charge from 10 to 80% in under 40 minutes. And by the way, from 10 to 50 to 60% in 15 minutes too. And ABRP, a battery planner, does recommend doing that. Just charging at the lower end of the state of charge. You get a much faster rate of charge. And then you can just move on to the next one, do the same thing. And give enough charge to travel another 3 hours or so. Yep. You need to stop anyway for meals, toilet stops, and for safety. You just plan to charge at those times. Yep. And with young children like what we have, we're going to stop anyway for half an hour. So not really a big issue for us. Point 7, 21% say there is uncertainty about their reliability or safety. Wow, a lot of education is required here, 100%. EVs are incredibly reliable. Yeah. Sorry, I can pour myself some more water. Maintenance comment above, yes. As for safety, all of the safest cars tested by the US authorities are EVs. Yes, they're some of the safest cars in the world. Could not agree more, Michael. You won't get safer cars than EVs. Have a crash tested. In fact, the Teslas just don't roll. They've tried to roll Model X. It just does not roll. Yeah, I'm very happy to have my family in an EV any day. Reliability, there's no servicing, by the way. They did initially, when Teslas first came to Australia, there was a recommendation for a yearly service, which I've done one of, but you don't actually have to service the car for the warranty. You just book a service if you need one. But they are reliable cars, I've got to say. Less moving parts. The lack of an engine up front increases the crumple zone that protects occupants in a front-on collision, and the battery pack in the floor reduces the center of gravity to reduce rollovers. Yep, that's what I just said. And strengthens the chassis for side impacts. Yep. Great points, Michael. Great thread, by the way. Thank you for this. Really, really appreciate this. Thank you for that. Riz says, I find that public education is still a long way off. 100%. Yeah. Yeah, still teaching people all the time about it, for sure. Oh, Model S Plaid in Israel, 147,000. Is that Australian dollars, George? Let us know. Yeah. 5% said other reasons. 5% were undecided, no reason, and 1% already own an EV. That's us. Yay for the last category. We need to grow this by 1. Reduced taxes, increased incentives for EVs, number 2, and better education about EVs, and 3, improvement and extension of rapid charging networks. Yeah, totally agree, 100%. Great points, Michael. Really great points. I 100% agree with all your points on this, and could not agree more, actually. Let's go through that article again and see if there's anything else I can add to Michael's comments. Did such a great job, but I'll just see if there's anything else you guys want to talk about. I'll just add that again. I know I need to get an Atom or a whatchamacallit, Stream Deck. But Stream Deck doesn't work with StreamYard. I think Atom does. I need to get one. Just bite the bullet, so to speak. Okay, let's go through this article. So, I think there were some points earlier on that I wanted to talk about. So, high cost. Okay, yes, we sort of talked about that. But you got to think about the total cost of ownership over 5 years, which is kind of the length of time people own cars for. They do end up being cheaper over time compared to its, like, comparing apples with apples. Like, if you want to compare, actually no, not even that. Like, compare the Model 3 with a Camry hybrid, and the Model 3 still comes out on top. And Gaffer says, not just education, Tom. There is a lot of active FUD being spread. FUD being fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So yeah, 100% Gaffer. Greg says, I'm not sure if this has been asked, but what do you think the average price of a new ICE car that people in Australia are buying? 40,000, 45? I don't know. It depends where you poll, Greg. In the affluent parts of Sydney and Melbourne, maybe. But if you look at Australia as a whole, I'd probably say less. I'd probably say 20 to 30. You can get a cheap ICE these days, can't you? That's the only thing. Yeah, Scott says, I think it was about 25. Yeah. And to be fair, like, Scott, an ICE MGZS is about that, isn't it? Compared to a EV version, which is double the price almost. So yeah, there you go. JJ, what do you think about the share price in the next 3 or 4 years? I think the only way is up, JJ. It's got to be. And the world is waking up. And it's a software company as well, so I think it's going to go up. So yeah, I was talking about the sample size. So 1600 is not bad. Not a bad sample size. 1% of us, yep, drive EVs. That's us. Woohoo. Here we go. The average cost of a petrol or diesel car ranges between 20 to 25,000. There you go, Greg. That was your question. We're talking, it must be like average, with like nothing else. How much does a Corolla cost, by the way? Is it about 20? Or Mazda 2 or Mazda 3 maybe? Slowly heading towards price parity. Slowly. I wouldn't say they're there yet. It's getting there. Half said price is the biggest factor. Yeah, I think I would say that's probably true for my circle of friends and family, circle of influence, so to speak. Yeah, they still look at the price and go, I don't know, depreciating asset, not keen to jump in just yet. I'm going to sell it in a few years' time. What's the depreciation? Yeah, fair points. Now, this point is interesting. I'm about to actually experience this. I won't have any home charging for a week, potentially a little bit more, because I'm doing some renovations around the front of our house, so it's going to block my driveway, my garage. So just for a week, I'm going to have to see how long my charge lasts. And actually, I'm picking up the Hyundai Ioniq 5 tomorrow for 10 days. So thank you, Hyundai. If you're watching, anyone from Hyundai, they're going to loan me that car for a week and a bit. So I'm going to find places to charge near me. So that'll be an interesting experiment. I'll probably document that in a vlog sometime. So I'm about to experience this, and I can tell you firsthand what that means for me, not having a home charger. Riz is saying most people are buying RAV4s and similar SUVs. Hyundai, for example, are starting their Tucson 35,000. Yeah, I mean, that's true, Riz. A lot of people are buying SUVs, that's for sure. And Greg says, look at the price of base Mazdas now. They are everywhere and not that cheap. True. And so 40,000 people could buy MGs out of EVs. Yeah, totally. Hey Tom, can you speak to the capital depreciation of a Tesla Model 3 versus other BEV models? My gut feel that the Model 3 depreciation comes out on top. Any data in Australia? That I probably have to do some research on, Tim, but good question. At the moment, I think Tesla Model 3 is holding its price. Don't know about the others. Maybe someone with a grasp of numbers and things can do that for me, and I'll do that as a live stream, because that would be really super interesting. Hey Tom, loving your channel, information you provide, much appreciated. Taking delivery next month. Awesome. Help me find insurance. You're more than welcome, Samuel. Congratulations. So Ray's still talking about cells. Yep, there's a website there for you guys interested about the cattle cells. Thank you. Oh, Riz, that'd be great, mate. Thank you. I can provide some data on next live stream on depreciation. Thank you. That'd be great, because that would be a fantastic topic to talk about, depreciation, because if Model Y does drop soon, I'm thinking about possibly selling one of my cars, hey? Speaking of Model Y, let's look at the poll results. So we've had 67 votes so far. 19% of you have said it's going to drop in less than 2 weeks. I hope you're right, guys. 21% saying 2 weeks' time. And 60% are saying more than 2 weeks. Oh, a lot of you are skeptical. It's not going to drop anytime soon, I guess, according to this poll. Thank you guys for voting. EV Kiwis. Hey Tom, do you know if the allocation of first 25,000 EV sales qualifying for rebates in New South Wales has been exhausted? I don't think so. I'll check, but I don't think so. I did some sums. I think not that many cars are sold even per month, just as a whole, right? So if only 1% of cars are sold that are EVs, according to this result, but then again, 10,000 EVs, Teslas were sold in the first 6 months. So, don't know, tough one. As Elon says, 2 weeks. Thanks, Michael. All right, let's keep going with this article quickly. Just see if there's anything else I can add on top of Michael's excellent thread on Twitter. We've kind of already touched this, haven't we? Battery life is too short. I don't know. Most of the time, you're driving urban distances. I don't think so. Charging takes too long. Not if you charge at home. Even if you charge in a supermarket where there's an AC charger, or even at a supercharger nearby, you can do something else in the meantime. I think a lot of this requires education. They are very reliable cars. They're very safe. Running costs are low in the long run. I need to do more research on this future fuel strategy when it flushes it out. When the federal government flushes this out more. Okay, so range is too short. 400k is too short? I don't know. Obviously, 34% of people want more range in their EVs than 400ks. Other reasons. Okay, I guess we've kind of touched on most of these already, guys. Anything else you want to add, by the way? I'll put your comment up if you want to add about this. Any other questions too, by the way? Questions, comments in the last sort of few minutes. Time to do it. In fact, might even do a quick copy of the StreamYard link. There you go, guys. Just a quick, if anyone wants to come on quickly and give a comment on the stream. Just a quick few minutes each time. That'd be great. Feel free to do so. See if there's any more comments I can bring up here. Oh, we're talking about BYD. All right. So Ray says, based on USA data for 3 years and used only losses of 5 to 7%. Yeah, I think that's about right. I said 10% in the first year or so. So yeah, I think that's and then it plateaus off over time too. Thank you, Ray. So Riz is talking about BYD having an amazing run in China. Yes, I've heard that too, and are not able to serve new international markets as planned. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, I mean, China is such a vacuum for EVs, right? In a good way. I mean, that there's nothing there. As in, like, the market just takes EVs, which is great to see. Because, you know, people always say China and India, big polluters, but if they can transition to EVs, that's a good thing. Greg says, got to drive across the Nullarbor towing a caravan, need 1,200 kilometers. Yeah, I get cited that example all the time. Depreciation is a difficult topic to discuss right now, I believe. Too few EVs are sold. Tesla is selling plus 50% cars year on year. Depreciation may change drastically within the couple of years. Yep, good point. And I guess it might be a regular thing I'll do just to keep everyone informed, hey? Just do a depreciation live stream every now and then. New to your channel. Thanks, JJ. You're welcome. Think about membership too. Think about that to keep me even more informed. Charles, maybe you can get Nash to share his battery degradation info. I believe he uses Tesla, mate. Yeah, good point. Thanks, Charles. Might have to get him on to talk about that. He's probably got some good data there. Good point. Samuel, I hope BYD stays out of Australia for longer, so the value of Teslas can stay high. Also true. I made this point earlier. We want like fleet cars, government fleet cars to be sold, flood the market with EVs so people can buy them. At the same time, we want Tesla owners to keep their value. We kind of have both ways, can we? We cannot, unfortunately. Oh, we've got young George on as usual. Hello, George. Let's get him on, eh? Hello, George.
Hello, Tom.
How's things?
Good.
Good. What's in your world this week in Moree?
I'm just asking a question. How long
Yes.
do you have the Ionic for?
Oh, yes. I'm getting the Ioniq 5 tomorrow. Good people at Hyundai are lending it to me for 10 days. 10 days.
That's good.
Yeah, and I'll do some content on that for sure. Looking forward to
good.
it. Thanks, George. Thanks for coming on. See
ya.
you later. Have a good week. Awesome. Thank you, George. We got Ray. Hi, Ray.
Good evening, Tom.
How are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
That's good.
Enjoying some nice 4-pillar gin from our famous Yarra Valley.
Oh, it sounds delicious.
It is. But I've got to say, thank you for what you do with the live streams and also giving us all the information to basically, make people less hesitant towards EVs generally. Both yourself, the Phantom Lane 4 crew, and also our friend Chris Vanderstock and quite a few others. So thank you for starters.
Thank you, Ray. That's very kind of you. I mean, we all do a bit, don't we? We are guest ambassadors in our circle of influence, and that's all we can do. We just keep chatting and keep debunking myths and FUD, I suppose.
Yeah, and so based on that, I'll probably be seeing you guys in about 4 weeks' time when I drive up to Ballina in a Model 3 compliments of Hertz.
Oh, very good. Okay. Awesome. Congratulations.
So, yeah. Well, it's only a rental, but it's a start. At least I'm keeping the particle spewing ice vehicle at home.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Yeah. We'll have to get you on either this stream or the Phantom Lane 4, and you can tell us all about the journey.
Well, I'll tell you. You can actually. I think it's a couple of the hardware joints actually have a center console screen that you can put into your Model 3, as I mentioned, and you can also do your Zoom from it. So it might actually help you bypass your computer that you've been complaining about.
Yeah, good point. I'm waiting eagerly for that to come next month.
All right.
Sadly.
Have a good one, Tom. Thanks,
Ray.
Again.
Thanks for coming in. Thanks for the kind words. Appreciate it. See ya. Hello, Peter.
Hey, Tom. How you going?
Good, thanks. You weren't lying. You are watching from the car.
I am. I'm currently at the Walls End NRMA supercharger.
Oh, okay, right.
So yeah, nice. I'm just about finished charging. But I mean, look, I've got to say, you don't know what you don't know with an EV, and so once you get one, I don't think you can go back. It's just so easy. The car is super responsive, super safe, so much fun to drive. I'm just spending spare time going out driving places and seeing places around my area that I haven't seen. And it's just amazing. So, and I'll just say thank you to you as well. I think you're one of the big reasons I held out to get a Tesla.
Okay.
Because I was thinking of a RAV4 initially. And it was a bit more affordable than when Teslas were 70K. But as soon as the price dropped, it was just a no-brainer.
Yep. Well, thank you, Peter. That's very kind words, and I'm glad I could have helped. Should I be saying thank you or sorry? Okay, a lot of people attribute their purchase to me, so I'm not sure that's a good thing. But I appreciate that. Thank you for the kind words.
No worries, mate. Enjoy the live streams too. They're great.
Okay. No, you're more than welcome. Thanks, Peter. Have a good night.
Thanks. You too.
See ya. Bye. Yeah, I do get people come up to me and go, "You're the reason why I bought an EV." Like, okay. No, I'm glad I helped, but I have to ask their partners, I guess. Like, the money was spent because courtesy of my channel and all the information. But no, look, on a serious note, I'm very glad. I'm glad that my content has helped. And look, it's not just me; it's everyone on the chat. As you can see, it's like if you, I'm sure if you're a new or someone who's just new to the game or just watching about EVs for the first time, you can just scroll through the chat. You can see exactly all the comments from current EV owners. Like, there's just, you cannot, we won't be lying about this. Like, we wouldn't just be, why would we fake our comments and our thoughts, right? We're actually talking truth here. Viet Hong has purchased another comment. Thanks, Viet. Several of mates live in apartments in CBD. They're waiting for a hatchback Tesla as it's easier to drive than a sedan or SUV in the city. Yeah. I suppose you are talking about the model, I can't even say Model 2. I want to say something else. A model hatchback that has been bandied about in the US. Still under very much lock and key. But yeah, I think a hatchback, hot hatch Tesla would be very popular indeed around the urban areas of our capital cities for sure. Great point, Viet. Yep, I think that will sell really well as well. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's any other comments, by the way? Yeah. Any other comments before we wrap up tonight's live stream about the hesitancy towards electric vehicles in Australia? I think it's been a good one, personally. It's been great. I've really enjoyed it, actually. I'm glad we're all on the same page. Like, I'm glad they publish stuff like this because for me it's useful because I can see what people outside my bubble of EV enthusiasts are feeling about EVs at the moment, because I do want to understand the hesitancy around it. It sort of fits with what I have figured, what I suspected, why people don't jump into Teslas. So look, I want to thank Sydney Morning Herald and Age for publishing this. And I don't know about you guys, I've been seeing a lot more articles recently about EVs and I guess just renewables in general. I guess as we're heading into Glasgow with the climate change conference. So, no, it's good. I think it's really important that it is brought into the fore, because the more people talk about it, then the more they research and they realize, you know what, actually, I've just been misled, or I've been believing the wrong thing all these years. So yeah, no, it's good. I'm glad it's out there. Ray asks, does Joy get whiplash with you in the shotgun seat? No, I'm very careful when she drives. When I drive, sorry. The kids drive as well. Yeah. No, gotta be careful. Yeah, so yeah, I'm glad we talked about this tonight. And look, I'm always up for a chat via email or anything else. Send me your thoughts. And yeah, great to see all the members out and about tonight on the live stream. As well, Gaffer makes a good point. Gaffer's one of our members. I think it's important to stay calm when you hear someone express an issue that's wrong, calmly correct, and help them understand. 100%. 100%. They don't have to be afraid of EVs. I couldn't agree more, actually. Don't start arguing with them. It's not going to work. I don't think you've ever convinced anybody. I've ever convinced anyone trying to argue with them. So yeah, just understand where they're coming from, and then just give your point of view. Like, yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but this is the way we do it as a family, and yeah, that's a great point, Gaffer. Really good point. I feel we need more EV meetups. Oh yeah, I'd love to do one. I have to find out how to do one, actually. I'm not very good at organising stuff like that. If anyone is an event organiser in the chat or as a viewer, let me know. You can help me organise one, because I've got to think about public liability insurance and stuff like that. We could all chat all night with you, Tom. Yep, I focus on the positives. Being aggressive doesn't work. I couldn't agree more, Scott. All right, guys, so I might wrap up actually tonight. I'll just leave a comment here so you guys know. Thanks for a great night. So I know where to stop. Oh, Riz can also help with the organising. Riz, you are a man of many talents. Thank you. Let's chat further on. Later on. Let's have a look at the poll before we finish up. Let's have a look. So 81 votes. I love it. Love that there are 81 votes. Out of like, what were we, 100 odd viewers tonight. So let's end the poll. It's so weird, my computer. Like tonight it's working well. Like, has not been slow at all. So bizarre. Okay, so let's have a look at the poll results. So when will Model Y's order page open in Australia? 63% of you said more than 2 weeks. 19% said 2 weeks, and 16% said less than 2 weeks. Okay, so a lot of you are skeptical, but that's fine. You're probably right. More than 2 weeks, most of you said. So, is it going to be dropping on Friday? Pen to Paper said so before he called it. He or she called it. So, let's watch. Hey, let's watch. Alrighty, guys. Well, that's it tonight. Oh, I am drained mentally. But happy. I'm happy that we talked about this, because I always love talking about how good EVs are. And I'm glad there's all of you to help me with this. Friday in December. Oh, fingers crossed, Scott. Alright, guys, that's it for me. Let's do the roll. Outro. Let's do that. Share screen. Yes, I need an Atom, I know. I need an Atom or a Stream Deck. We'll get one, definitely. Let's see if this video works. Let's have a look. See. Here we go. Hey, it's not too bad. Alright, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Really do hope you all have a good week this week. Wherever you are watching this beautiful world of ours. Keep fighting the good fight, telling people about EVs. And I'll see you, hopefully, next week. Bye now. Stay safe, and as always, happy charging.